Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Berringer. And today, I've got a bit of a review and an unboxing to do today, and I will come on to that shortly. I've also got a bit of Q&A, which is where we're going to start with right now. Basically, I've been finding it easier. I'm on my iPad at the moment to answer questions from you guys via this method, via the video method, as opposed to putting a comment down. Because sometimes it's actually easier just to show you rather than trying to explain it to you via text or via the messaging that you get and the replies. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who has taken the time to watch my videos and also to basically take the time to watch them and review them and comment on them. It's great. It's great feedback, and I like reading it, and I also like giving out the replies, and I also like watching your videos too. And one of the things I wanted to mention actually before we start, before I forget, I'm going to hopefully be going to the Exeter Model Railway exhibition next weekend, which is the 1st of July. 1st and 2nd of July. Now, if any of you guys happen to be going to Exeter, or that happens to be an event near you that you shall be attending, then please let me know, because it'll be nice to kind of meet some of you if you're interested. So, like I said, just give me a shout or just put it in the comments that you're going and which day you're going, because I haven't booked the day that I'm going yet, whether I'll go on the Saturday and the Sunday. So I'm kind of leaving it to see if I get any kind of feedback from you guys, that if any of you are attending, then maybe the day that you're attending, I'll try and make the effort to go on that particular day and see if I can meet some of you in our surroundings of a model railway exhibition. So one of the questions that was asked of me was by Poinchester Station, and the comment was, "Hi Susanna, I know you run DC like me, so I wondered how many controllers do you use and what controllers you use, and how do you solder the power cables, and how many do I have, and all the rest of that." So I'll show you what I use. It is DC, and this is what I use. This is a Morley controller. I also have a Gauge Master combi here, but the only reason why I have the combi, I did originally have two combis, but I broke one of them. I don't know why it died, so I was left with this one. But what I tend to use this one for is this one's used exclusively for my rolling road. So this hasn't actually got anything to do with the layout as such. It's just that one's just connected directly to the rolling road, so I can run in new locos and things like that. So I can run it off of that. Getting back to the main controller, which is this one. This is a Morley controller. It's a vector controller, as it's known. It comes with a oh, here it is, right in front of my face. It comes with two of these, which is a little handheld unit, and basically it's plugged into that, and you can just flick the switch and it says handheld or normal. So the normal means you just control it from the knob here. And I love my controller. I think it's really great, because for an analog controller it's pretty swish. It's really nicely, it looks really nice, because I was originally thinking just getting another Gauge Master D controller or something like that, but they're not very nice. And also the electrics on here are better than the ones that are in the Gauge Master. It comes with a lead. I can't remember what the lead length is. I think something like 3 meters, maybe 5 meters, with an option to have an extension, which is what I do have. And the extension basically allows me to walk all the way around. It will cover the whole flat, and basically, so I can get from one end of the layout to the other end of the layout without having to sort of keep plugging and unplugging things. Like I said, there is two controllers. There's one for this side as well. but I seldom use that one. But basically, what it is track 1 is connected to the branch, which is this one here, and track 2 is connected to the 2 main lines, and basically that is then connected to a single, because the 2 main lines go into one track at the end. It's all connected directly to that one track at the end, so basically I'm allowed to feed the 2 main lines. So that's how it works, and this is only connected through just 4 wires, and that's the positive and negative for both the branch and for the main. That's it. There's no additional droppers, there's no additional wiring. All the points are all manually operated. Some of them were connected with point motors, but since the track all the track got configured, I haven't really done that. So that's the first sort of question covered. So hopefully this will answer your question. If you need any further clarification or anything, please feel free to contact me. I just have this saying: it's just play to your strengths and make the most of your weaknesses. And basically, electrics is my biggest weakness. I'm really bad at electrics, and so therefore, I just like to keep it simple, and basically it works for me, and it might not be ideal to a lot of people, and people might think I'm crazy, or I should add this, or I should add that. But basically it's run through this. Also, I've got these isolating points here as well. There's some isolating points here, and that one controls the lights, and then there's also some isolating points up at the fiddle yard. So it basically just switches, and that's how I control the whole layout. Right, so let's get on to the next question, and this was from David Evans, and he said, can I just say first thank you, and to a few other train modelers who put their layouts onto YouTube and show and give valuable lessons and tips, and new subscribers who've never done any modelling before. So that's, I'm pleased to help. I used to belong to a model railway group first of all, and to be truthful with you, I didn't find them at all helpful. There was only 1 or 2 people there that spared me some advice, but a lot of the time it was very clicky. So that's why I turned to YouTube, and I found I got more out of YouTube. So by getting more out of YouTube, I wanted to give back, which is one of the reasons why my layout is on here. But his questions were, the first question was, if I had the opportunity to have a circular layout, would this be better for you? And the answer to that is yes and no. And the reason, that might be kind of like a sort of sitting on a hedge sort of thing. But the thing is, there's advantages to both. Like, for example, now I'm talking to you guys and I'm explaining to you what I'm doing and answering your questions. And to most people who'd have a circular layout, you might have sort of a train trundling along whilst I'm sort of giving you a layout update, or giving you or talking to you, or answering your questions. But because I've got an end-to-end, the big disadvantage is I can't operate the train whilst I'm talking to you, because basically I need to be able to either do one thing or the other. So that's one disadvantage of having an end-to-end. And the other thing about a circular layout, I find that you have to make circular layouts convincing. I've seen a few small circular layouts that are really convincing, but you have to be really careful with them, because I always find that the trains just come by all too quickly, and that doesn't really appeal to me. And obviously it depends on your kind of what you want out of your model railway. To some people that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously everyone's got different kind of ideas of how they want their railway to run. There's also comes down to ability, it comes down to cost, and there's all these things to take into consideration. But I used to have a circular layout over at my mum and dad's, and that was big enough, and that was convincing enough, in terms of, it didn't seem like the train was like appearing every 2 seconds and things like that. But I do like the end-to-end, because I feel with an end-to-end layout, it feels like it's got something to do. It's going from one end to the other, it's going from one place to the next. And I kind of describe my layout as like three boxes. And the box on the outside, on the first box, is the fiddle yard 2 or fiddle yard 1. And then you've got the scenic box in the middle, where the trains just come through, just like kind of putting an appearance. So it's like, hi, here I am. And then they go off into fiddle yard 2 at the other end. And that's how it is. And it looks like it's just passing by the station. It's passing by the layout. It's not really, and therefore it also saves money in terms of you don't have to build like plants and things like that. And you don't have to build a TMD or something. You just make it out like it's just running through the scenic section. So that's kind of that question. And the second question was, do I buy trains, i.e. rolling stock, to suit the layout because you're going from one end to the other and back again, i.e. my DMUs? Well, I love my DMUs. I have to say, my DMUs are my favourite. And the reason why I love DMUs is because they are so easy to run. But even the HST isn't a DMU, but I like it because there's an internet at both ends, and it depends on your mood, or for me it does anyway, running the layout. Because sometimes it's like I fancy having a bit of a play, but I don't want to go all out. And a DMU is like a nice little kind of train that you can use just to sort of like run up and down the layout without having to do shunting or turnarounds and all the rest of it. So they're nice and easy to use, so that's why I like them. But no, I don't buy locos to suit the layout, because I learnt quite a while back with the era. I tried to stick to a BR Blue era, which one of my subscribers, I think it was David Adkins, that said that I love BR Blue, and I do. That's kind of like my most sort of like favourite era is the blue NSE type, which is why Berringer is in the NSE colours. But the thing is, once you start doing that, and there are people who turn around and go, my layout is based, say, in August of 1966, for example, then you're sort of limiting yourself as to what you can use and what vehicles you can use, what buildings you can use, what locos you can use. And although I tried to do that in the beginning and sort of say, no, I'm going to concentrate on doing blue, I realised that really I actually love 66s. I love the Arriva Trains livery, and I love some of these other colourful colours that the modern era is bringing out, and it'd just be a shame just to sort of limit myself because of it. So yeah, so that's the reason. So that's the answer to that question. Any other questions, please feel free. I'm sorry if this hasn't been of interest, but I just wanted to clarify some of these answers and some of these questions. So thanks for that, and I'm going to just show you my new recruit. So this is my new edition, and I wanted to show you this because I was thinking of getting this for some time now, and basically I was looking in the old internet to see if anyone had put anything up about this, and nobody has really put anything up about this. So I thought, okay, right, I'll put something up. At least that way, if anyone's interested in this, they can sort of have a look at this and make their own judgment. I was thinking of getting the Bachmann 2H thumper unit, which is essentially the same shape as the 2EPB, which you can see in front of you, except that the EPB stands for electro-pneumatic brake. It's an electric unit. Put my teeth in. Whereas the thumper is a diesel, and then after you've got the grills. But basically the shape is the same. It's still a 2-car unit in most cases. And I was thinking of getting that, and I found out the difference in the price, and this offers remarkable value for money considering how much you'd pay for the thumper unit. The thumper unit, which is literally just a 2-car unit in a standard Bachmann box, would cost you about £210, £215. And I have actually seen them for about £200. This I've got for £190. Now, you might think to yourself, well, that isn't much of a difference, but you could actually still get these on eBay for about £180. I actually got this from my local model shop, because basically I just wanted a peace of mind, and I always like to support my local model shop, because at the end of the day, um, they're few and far between, and there's nothing worse than maybe needing fixing pins or whatever like that, and then you've got to order them in because there's no local model shop to you, and you've got to try and make up an order to try and get them in and all the rest of it. So no, so I'll try and keep my local model shop together. So anyway, so this is the box, and the box is absolutely amazing. It really is. And so you're not only getting this classy box, and you know, and like I said, I am a big NSE nut, and so you know, to me, this is just so cool, and you get so much more than just the two-car unit, because you also get the station building, a low relief Art Deco station building with it. So I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to show you the actual content. So when you open it up, this is how it looks, and I have to say I was so impressed when you opened the box and I saw this. I just thought, God, this is so well packaged. This is such a beautiful train pack. For anyone who lives in the southeast and loves NSE, this is definitely, it is worth the money. I mean, I know it's a bit more of a premium when you consider that you can get two-car units for about 120, 130 pound, but I mean, you get this remarkable building as well. It's a low relief building. So I still haven't built Volma. I still haven't quite decided how Volma is going to work. So I'm not saying this is just another option, as well as my previous station building, which I've still got, the old Berringer station building. So as an option. So you get that as well. And if I take the sleeve out, just want to be a bit careful, don't want to rip it off. So you get this station building, it's a low relief, you get the two-car EPB, and on top of that, you also get two platforms, resin platforms, so you can fit your two-car EPB. And if I just put it like that, you can just sort of see. So you get two of those, and I just think that's just fabulous. I haven't actually run it yet. I got this yesterday, but I had so many other errands to run that I didn't even get a chance to even open it and run it. Now, I'm quite interested in running it for one very good reason. I do have another two-car unit, and that two-car unit is in the NSE 416 EPB, which is the same as this, except in a blue-grey livery with the NSE branding on it, which you may have seen on some of my previous videos. Now, there was a kind of a bit of a slight issue with the original ones, and it ran flawlessly, and it runs flawlessly. The only thing about it was it didn't have directional lighting. What it did is it had a white light on each end, but one end had red blanks on it. So even though you were traveling in that direction, it'd still be showing the red blanks on it. So it kind of looked a bit odd when you're running in that direction. Now I'm kind of anxious to see whether or not they've changed it on this particular unit, being a newer unit. So I'm going to just take the station building out, and then we'll show it to you and see what it's like. So there's my new EPB 416. I've just put it together, but she's been a bit of a faff to put together. There's a little drawbar that connects the two, which provides electrical power to both units. So you've got lighting in both cars and directional lighting. However, one of the drawbars was, I think, it's a bit dodgy, but it came supplied with two, so I tried the other one, and the other one is fine. And I'll bring it out, and then you can sort of see. I don't know if you can see the lighting on it. Yeah, you can see how it runs. As you can see, it's got the two red blanks on the end. Now, unfortunately, they haven't modified it. As you can see, when it comes back, it will still display the red coming back. So rather than having independently head and tail lamps, it doesn't. And the other thing about this one that my other one has is, I'll show you the other one as well, is it hasn't got the high intensity light at the front, which, I mean, I guess it's prototypical, I should imagine. It's probably more just me more than anything else. But she's a beauty, and she'll go run alongside my 108 in the NSE. I've also got my 108 in the blue grey. Now this goes to show you about, do I particularly select locos for my layout? No, because like I said, you've got my Arriva Trains Wales 153 and my Arriva Trains Wales 143 here. So it goes to show you, it's like I just love DMUs, but I also just don't want to limit myself to what period I run, because if I say like the 143 pit pacer and they didn't do it in NSE, then I'd be saying, well, I can't have a 143, even though I might like it. I do like it, but it's just an example. But going back to this 416, it is beautiful. I mean, I missed out on it the first time round, because I think the first time round when you can buy it only via the Batman Collectors Club, but they didn't do it in the commemorative train pack, and they didn't have the station building, and they didn't have the platform, so those bits you'll get an extra. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I will do a proper running session. It all works fine, so that's all I'm interested in. And just as we look here, like I said, I've got that station building on my old Berringer station building, so that might very well get used for Volma or the Art Deco one. So I'll quickly show you the Art Deco one, show you my EPB, and then we'll wrap it up. So I'm just going to reverse this thing back, and then we'll do a proper running session with it. It's just another little DMU to add to the collection. Like I said, they're so easy to operate, I just love running them. And the other thing about DMUs and EMUs like this is that you don't need a lot of space to run them. If you've got a small layout, they're just so easy to run, and they're no bother. So I'm just going to show you the station building, and then I'll show you my other EPB. So here it is, and it is pretty. It's very nice. I mean, this on its own, I know that they've split packs up on eBay, and you can buy this on eBay on its own for about 50 quid, I think, if you're that way inclined. I don't know if they've still got them. I did see them there a few days ago, but I like the whole pack. So you can see it's low relief and everything. So that might be used for Volma station as well. I don't know yet. We'll have to check and see. But this is the drawbar system that it comes with. I don't know if it can pick it up. But this particular one seems to be faulty. I don't know why. You can see you've got these little prongs on there that produce the electricity. Now I think that this middle bit is in two pieces, and I don't think it's attached properly. So when you try and push fit it in, it rises. So I think this one's faulty. I mean, I've got plenty of these. It's not the end of the world. It's fine now, so it's just one of those things. So I'm not going to take it back or anything just because of that. So I'll quickly show you the other EPB, and then we'll wrap it up. So this is my other EPB. This is in the blue-grey Network Southeast emblems on it, as you can see on the side there. Is it going to pick it out? Maybe not. And it's also got an NSE logo on the front. Let me get the right logo first. There you go, you can see little flashes on the front. So this was the original one. And the other thing you can notice about this one that the new one hasn't got is it's got the little high intensity light, which the other one doesn't. So I'm assuming that that particular version didn't come with it. I mean, I don't know, but I assume that's what it is. I mean, it's no bother anyway. But so these are the two versions that I have. The plain blue one, I think Hattons was selling them for about 70 quid at one point, or £72. I don't know if they still do them, but Batman since released another one of these, and the price has shot up. I mean, when I bought this one originally, when it first came out, which is what this one is, it was about £90, or yeah, it's about £90 or so. But their re-release has been it's been a fair amount more than that. And obviously, I just said I just paid £190 for the other one, which is about I mean a standard two-car unit these days. I think it's about £130 or something, £150. So you're getting the station building and the commemorative box and the platform. So it's better than paying the extra for the thumper unit in the end. And the thing is, it suits my layout very well. So I'm going to love you and leave you. That's about it. Um, and like I said, if any of you are going to Exeter next Saturday, being the 1st of July, um, then please let me know, either on the Saturday or the Sunday, and I will see if I'm going to make it. I'd be interested to hear from you if you're going to go. So take care, and until next time.